I don't see how this map favors a Protoss versus Zerg, simply because the third is more exposed. The wall-offs are quite a bit harder. Okay. Alright. At the top left corner, Nap in the Protoss blue pieces. He's down 0-1. Let's see if he can make a comeback. It's Nap. And at the bottom right, we have Ro16 in the pink Zerg pieces.
Indeed we do. I'm going to try and be here just a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully you can hear me. My sound settings is a little bit different than December's comms. But that was a really interesting game we saw last there. And you did a good job casting it, December's comm.
I'm waking up still.
No, you did. That was not sarcasm. That was really not sarcasm. So when it comes to people showing up or whatnot, it seems that Pretty Girl, yeah, it turns out Pretty Girl's the only one who didn't show up, I think. So that's really good. So I might suddenly have to like disconnect my microphone, then you take over solo because this is a little bit unstable. But I can cast a little bit for now.
Okay.
Sasquatch going with a 12 hatch instead of a quick pull, which is quite interesting. Well, it is a 4-player map, so it's very unlikely it will be denied. And Nap is gonna go for a 14 Nexus, or 13 Nexus it seems, which is...
This is essentially what happened last game. Both players went straight for their macro structures, their eco structures.
It's a
pretty much identical builds from last game.
Yeah, it's a
Nap got his pylon down ASAP, went straight to scouting, dropped his Nexus before his forge, and Sasquatch also dropped his hatch before his pull.
It's a tiny tad risky, but not really that much. Is that Nap already? Yeah, okay, he's already scouted his opponent too, so he knew what was up. Actually, I didn't get how fast he scouted that, but in a 4-player map, 13 Nexus isn't that risky. In a 2-player map, on the other hand, that can be a little bit risky. But he scouts the late gas, so he goes for the gateway before cannon, and now that would be very risky if there was an early pull. But since he saw the later pull, that's quite alright. So last game we saw Nap just mainly going for gateway pressure.
Is this a triple hatch? No way. Okay.
No.
I'm just wondering. Sasquatch had built up 300.
No,
Perplexed.
no third hatch. Oh, I need to fix my. Hang on. This. Yes. Let me know if you can hear me well in stream. But yeah. And when it comes to
opener.
When it comes to the question in chat here, they can do what's called race picking, but once they pick the race for like a best of 3, they can't change range within that best of 3. But they can change range for a certain certain matchup. I'm tempted to stop this race picking thing though, because we see so few mirror matchups, and there's so many Zerg players, and ZVZ is actually not that bad of a matchup in Starbow, so I don't know. I'll think about it. Sasquatch going for the... I wouldn't say early speed, but for some standard speed timing, he has a lot of minerals, and there we go. He's gonna actually take that third base. What do you think about that? The mineral only third base for Zerg.
I don't see a problem with it.
Well,
with the way Sasquatch has been playing, at least if he banks on his opponent doing the same sort of mistakes he did last game, where he's doing these risky pokes when he just doesn't quite have the tech or the units and hoping his opponent is caught unaware, then that closer base placement, especially versus Stalkers, like if he's expecting his opponent, hey, my Twilight Council didn't work out last game, let's hope it works out this game, then again the Stalkers would be less effective.
Yeah. The only problem with it though is there's no gas there, so Sasquatch is going to like, he can't go for like super tons of lurkers or mutalisks. He has to be maybe more Hydra focused from taking that base. And a very early Corsair from Nap.
Yeah, the one problem I do see is that Sasquatch simply never got a drone scout in, and this Overlord scout is gonna see this Corsairs as they're popping.
This kind of shows
it's
that
gonna be so slow.
Yeah, this is kind of this kind of shows that it's been a while since Sasquatch played this game, because seasoned Starbow players makes a very early Overseer with their almost their first gas, because you can do that at hatch tech and they're so much faster. But players who are used to StarCraft 2 don't realize that Overseers are hatchery tech, and they wait and then they... Ooh, but that's a lot of Zerglings. Oh,
Well, that was sneaky. Oh, that was tricky, man. That wall up didn't look quite like maybe there's a little bit of a hole, but no, the Zerglings get caught in the blades of the Zealot plus the photon cannon fire.
Sasquatch's gonna be very mad with her queen trying to pick off the Corsair, but the Corsair doesn't care.
Well, I mean, Hydras are about to finish.
Indeed. And we got Evolution Chamber on the way. Double Evolution Chamber plus Hydra Den seems to be very common now for a lot of Zerg players, just to swarm those highly upgraded Hydras later on. And you can stay on Hydra tech for quite some time versus Protoss in Starbow. As long as you keep the Hydra list upgraded and mobile and you don't get caught with too many Psy Storms.
And also cross your fingers, your opponent misleads a few High Templar into the fray.
Oh, I'm excited. December's calm. You know what we're seeing here? We're seeing Corsair Reaver. We're seeing Corsair Reaver. Oh, this is such an old school strategy from Brood War where you would... Oh, but Sasquatch's gonna scout it with that Overseer though. But yeah, this is an old school strat where you'd use Corsairs to dominate the air and pick up observers. I mean, pick up Overlords. And then you would...
Well, look, there's a Nurturing Swarm went down on that Overlord.
Cute save from Sasquatch. But yeah, you'd dominate the air with the Stargates, with the Corsair play, and then you would start dropping the Reavers while using Disruption Whip to protect them. At a certain point, he's not already there yet with Disruption Whip because that's Fleet Beacon tech, but...
It's extremely reliant on killing those workers and just keeping that Zerg pressured.
Yeah,
you're gonna have no fighting units.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fewer bases in your opponent. Usually it's very tricky to take a third base with this strategy. Ooh, it doesn't want to lose his Corsairs.
But look, the Reavers are found as Zergling is keeping tabs on them.
Zergling thinks he can
so
attack
funny
here.
watching a Speedling try to just keep pace with a slow shuttle.
Oh, he tries to get the third base out right next to the shuttle though. That's a little bit risky, but Nap is not gonna care about that. I mean, for
always some shots from it, as long as those aren't going off in workers.
True. Tons of Zerglings
That's
down
a clump of lings.
Oh, if he gets a good Reaver shot in there. Ah, no, that one's a little bit on the side, but it still does a lot of splash damage.
Still so cost efficient right
there.
That's so cost efficient. Oh my god.
Were they on hold position or something? They weren't reacting at all. December's Con video break this game again.
Hold on, I have to reply to someone. Quite sad.
So here comes the Hydra to save, and this is basically how you counter this style, is that you start out with just mass Hydra, and you make sure you defend everywhere with the Hydras, and then you eventually get into airplay with Devourers and Scourges, and just try to, maybe in some Vipers for Ensnare to try and catch the War Prisms and the Corsairs. And you don't say, oh snap, when Nap goes for a strategy, you say, oh Nap, like Franskar's doing that. That's very, very good, Franskar. Appreciate the effort there.
And you know what? Sasquatch is just playing straight up, just being really unfazed. This Spire's finally going to come in, so those Scourge can really scare away the Corsair and the War Prism.
Too many Corsairs now, I think, for Scourges to even matter. He needs to combine that with Ensnare or something.
Yeah, and that +1 on the air weapons is about to finish.
Oh, but he mustn't lose too many Corsairs though. Wow, that's so many.
Nope, I was about to say, what he's done really well is just not losing any recklessly. That's so easy to do, and then your strategy kind of fizzles out.
And as you say
but
that,
he's finally lost hope.
Oh.
As I say that, he's just being really reckless with them.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, in the meantime though, he's trying to harass his third base with
it's being really effectual.
Oh, one shot to kill them all.
They funnel into mineral lines and just,
So if you look at workers, it's killed only one worker, but it's killed 49 units with that, pretty much only that Reaver. He's killed some Overlords with the Corsairs, of course. Let's see how many kills that Reaver had, but it's already making units. Oh, he's got to be so careful with the Reaver! He's gonna lose it. Ah, that's very unfortunate. But it's getting his third base up in the meantime, but he has nothing now to defend.
Some counter aggression, if I say so.
I feel Sasquatch just got some breathing room now. I feel he can go and pressure with those Hydralisks. He's got...
It's 18 Scourge on the way. He really wants those Corsairs dead.
This is signature Sasquatch. He always makes tons and tons of Scourges. He never makes just a few. He uses them for Banelings. So
just blot out the. I don't care. I hate the Protoss air.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. I don't care how much it costs. Get rid of it. Get out of my sky.
Oh wow, that's so many Scourges.
There's a +1 on those Corsairs though.
Yeah, he's gonna need.
To
I
be
don't know
fair,
if
it's
he,
only 4 Corsairs.
I don't know if he knows about this, but the way to deal with this is that you're gonna have to split up the Scourges, and they're gonna have to try and surround the Corsairs from every single angle. If you just move a clump of Corsairs,
Look at this wall.
right into the Corsairs, then they just all get killed. Oh, there's only 4 though. Oh wow, yeah, that is a nice wall. Oh, with all the Overlords going
that's
there
an
now.
extra 2.
Oh, here comes the Scourge!
Yeah, they're all dead.
That was not very costly. 12 more Scourges on the way.
You know what? You know what? Why doesn't he should just go Meta off this?
Yeah, he
instead of building that additional Scourge, just go Meta. You wipe out the Corsair Qualm. Your mutas can do something.
That's true. That's true. Is this?
But I mean, but okay. To be fair, look at the upgrades that he's powering on Zerg ground. His Zerg ground force is going to be lethal.
And Hive is on the way too. And it's actually interesting. Nap is not committing to Reaver. He's just going into normal army now. Oh, this War Prism again could be very. He's got to be so careful with those Reavers. But Sasquatch is.
Yeah, I don't like this fight at all. It's smart of him to back off there.
But it was good of him to poke to see, how much strength does my opponent actually have. And here's the.
He even tried to slip in a few links to the back.
That's very cute. This DT's moving out.
Does he see the DT?
Huh?
Does he see the DT?
I don't know if he does. Okay, here's a bug for you, December
There's
Scum.
one mixed with his army.
Here's a bug for you. Look at the production tab.
Care about this now.
December Scum, look at the production tab.
Care about it.
There's a bug there. You see it? Neural parasite?
You're a bug. Bugging you right now.
Nice enough, I mean. Okay.
Oh god, there's DT.
I'm gonna have to
natural.
stop talking for a while and let you handle all the casting.
Is there baby Zappies?
There is baby Zappies there. Okay.
Oh, there's a, oh god, there's 1 DT in the main, and the 3rd, and the 4th. There are DTs everywhere. Alright, one of them gets cleaned up. At the 4th there is another DT, still needs to get cleaned up. And there's just not an Overseer in position. Does he have any Overseers? He does have an Overseer, but it's taking care of the natural DT. There's a whole lot of workers killed just now. 19 workers killed by Nap. I'm assuming that's mostly from this DT harassment. Triple prong DTs, man. That is going to take out a lot of workers really quickly, but here's the big engagement. We have Reaver shredding these Hydras. He's doing his best to split, while this left flank of Sasquatch's Hydras are getting the best of Nap's forces. That's really favoring him. So this big sandwich flank from Sasquatch did wonders to crush that Protoss force. Ideally, Protoss would be able to engage from a single angle, preferably a ramp like this or something with those double Reavers, or at least a bridge, or something that he would be less splitting his army up. So half the Hydras were able to just be clumped and get that awesome DPS density versus the Nap's forces. And here comes the big old counterattack. Do we have any sort of crowd control from Nap to take care of this? A lot of goons. Oh, a whole lot of goons. No, he's warping them immediately. Does that mean he has no Storm? No, Storm is on the way, so knows he's going to be attacked, at least really scared of it happening, so immediately turns on those large Archons, and Sasquatch manages to take out that 4th base, gets out of there. Doesn't stick around to fight. He does have a ramp, but of course he doesn't want to get flanked and trapped. Man, 2-2 Zerg forces are really coming in hand. And there is +2 weapons coming up with the Protoss. But for the meantime, Protoss forces are 1-1. I don't know how I feel about this counterattack from Nap. It's all goons. He's fighting versus mainly highly upgraded Hydras. There's a bit of sideways aggression coming out of here. These guys are going to go and attack that base while he pressures with his goon army. And, okay, he can actually get something done here. He can get a lot of free overlords, run in, kill that. That's actually on low health, so that could be pretty easy. But I guess he just really wants to scare him and push him on his side of the bridge and capitalize from there, but I don't know if that'll work. There's adrenal glands. I mean, it's adrenal glands. Cracklings are in play. Those are scary. Just a single Ling is threatening to tear down a Nexus. Alright, Sasquatch has cleaned up his don't know what base this is at this point. His fourth, his fifth. His fifth base. I'm gonna call it the fifth at the 9 o'clock. The 6th. A nap. Oh, there's already a drone and a ling there waiting. Sasquatch takes the base right before the probe builds it. And obviously you do need to send, if that sort of thing happens, it's a threat to your honor, so you do have to send an entire detachment of Portal's forces. But no, just two. Two Zelts will clean that up. Oh, he even cancels it, knows that that probably won't last for long. Alright. Lots of posturing going on at this moment. Neither player... Nap is really forward and pressuring his opponent. And he's finally capitalizing it, but this will trigger an attack from Sasquatch. And the other part of Nap's forces aren't in position. Oh, I'm really not liking this engagement for Nap. The goons are going to have a hard time getting out of there. They're going to get sandwiched in by the lings. Mass rips are going down. He is scrapping these forces. Oh, this is just horrific. That was possibly one of the worst engagements. Just every single part element of Nap's forces were spread out thin. He was easily able to just go and pressure all of the High Templar and get rid of those casters. And the Zealots just weren't there to tank for the goons. But a big influx of Dark Templar, able to scare Sasquatch away temporarily. It shouldn't last for long, because that is a whole lot of Overseer, so he's not exactly longing for detection. Okay, he does send a few lings over here to quickly take down this Nexus, which cracklings are apt to do. Another round of lings are over here, but luckily Nap has a successful defense on this front. This one, not so much. This is gonna take a while to break, but Sasquatch can do it as long as he keeps board control. And Nap's Piddly force is not gonna be able to take back board control from this army. He taps out. He knows he's beat. GG.